Boys, what is something you didn't know about girls until you got with one?
It's more under than in front.
Their vaginal discharge can bleach underwear.
Their pockets are fake.
That there is a lotion for like every body part.
Not me, but I saw a post once where a guy was super confused about the rocks in his GFS shower, and had come to ask what they are and where he could find them to put in his shower so she would feel comfortable. In a put a stick and leaf in a jar for a frog vibe. He thought you'd just find them. Had pumice for those wondering. Pumice stones are the bubbly looking rocks that you can use to exfoliate the bottoms of your feet with. They are made when lava hardens super quick. Also, they are so filled with holes that they can float in edit. 2 people have pointed out there was a similar thing from the onion, and I feel it is my duty to say I may have ate the onion here. Either completely, or I am mixing it up with a real thing I saw. Either way, wanted to tell on myself.
That they plan when they're going to shower their hair and when not to.
No clue how they aren't bald with all the hair they lose everywhere.
That they pay to get their acrylic nails.
How soft their skin feels.
Their hands are awfully cold, they'll the heat right out of you when you're cuddling, and they shower with water at the temperature of molten. The amount of hair everywhere is ridiculous.
An earring or necklace always gets left behind. Right now I have a single earring on my bedroom nightstand, a woman's scarf on the table by the front door, and a necklace on a piece of furniture in the living room. And I don't even have a girlfriend.
Hair ties, everywhere.
That endometriosis is a lot worse than whatever they describe in textbooks.
How expensive bras are. Growing up I assumed they were like underwear, for a 4-pack at Target.
That towel wrapped on their head actually contains hair. Don't yank it.
How much they can eat when they aren't hungry.
Eyelash curlers exist. I'd grown up with sisters but never saw them use one. But my GF at the time pulled one out as we were looking to go out. I was perplexed and horrified.
I learned quite young that if you volunteer to pick up pads, tampons, snacky treats at the drugstore, you'll be viewed as a not only by your lady, but by every other woman who sees you buying the. Never once have I gotten the side eye or been judged by anyone. It's always been quite the opposite. Sometimes the cashier will flirt with me when I've got a cart full of pads and a family-sized bag of dark chocolate candy. My mind that people wouldn't do something so simple for their so when they're miserable. I don't have to spend 5 days every month bleeding from an orifice and feeling absolutely miserable. So I'll gladly take going to the store, for I am beside myself with joy that this is my top-rated comment. I want everyone to remember that even though something like picking up sanitary stuff at the drugstore seems so benign, that it can truly affect people in such a positive kind to each other. Take time to consider how a small effort on your part can have a massive impact on someone else, and then do that thing. Less than 3.
That hair washing is something that needs planning for and has consequences if missed or overdone. Also, certain kinds of underwear suit certain types. Be clear on the underwear I meant. Some sets of knickers are for particular outfits. My ex had thongs purely for nice dresses so it wouldn't show. Edit. Blimey, this got busier than I thought. To be clear lads, I never doubted guys with long hair had to wash it too. I have just always had short hair and never knew it could be such a complex process for anybody.
I've never loaded a dishwasher correctly a single day in my life.
How young girls are when they start being sexually harassed.
Discharge. It's normal. It's natural. But in the beginning I thought she had a problem with bladder control.
I didn't know that birth control had so many, often prevalent, side effects.
The is right there peeking out at you from under its little hood. It not tucked up under her spleen or hidden behind them.
Hair clogged drains. Never had that problem before.
That a 5 feet tall, 100 pounds woman is capable of taking up an entire king-sized bed.
They shower in.
They didn't get an by driving your fingers into them. Man, was I surprised that you just need to gently rub it like a genie bottle. Also, Janet, I'm sorry about trying to dig my way to China via your in high school.
How bad period cramps can get. Watching someone who I knew to be a strong person mentally, get reduced to basically just crying on the couch for days that was I. Hey, this comment is getting a lot of traction, so it's worth mentioning as a sort of PSA. I've been with 2 women who had cramps that bad, and both of them it basically got resolved when they got an IUD. Not completely fixed but like 10% as bad as it was. Worth checking out, if you deal with that kind of too.
Those aren't stains.
I thought that for menstrual pads, the sticky sides were to stick to the body to stay attached, rather than on the underwear. Also just how bad the unprompted sexts are. I mean, I'm a dude where that's not uncommon but that's usually like unsolicited pics on Grindr or something. My girlfriends will randomly get super aggressive texts from like, the realtor who showed them open rental properties last year or a guy in her lab class she's literally never spoken to, and like frequently.
Lava showers. Virtually no sense of pain when it comes to boiling showers.
That they are absolute at retaining heat and will attempt to steal yours at all costs. They also like your body's natural scent, aka musk.
Heat vampires. They the heat out of you in bed.
The amount of hair just everywhere.
Any man that thinks that we're the physically stronger has clearly never tried to pull the bed sheets away from his wife in the middle of the.
They are soft and smooth as. Like it feels nice to hold them or cuddle them. Oh, and the shampoos and body lotions they use smells nice.
They're just as disgusting as men, they're just prettier and more sly about it.
They share way more details with their friends than we do.
Hair everywhere, even in yo underwear lol rolling on the floor laughing.
That finding the is not, as I had been led to believe by pop culture jokes, an impossible adventure requiring endless amounts of cunning, fortitude, and a Sherpa guide. Like, it's literally right there. It's impossible to not find. I have no idea what that joke is about.
It's way lower down than you think.
I was pretty surprised by the fact that most girls sleep hanging upside down from the rafters and can't be fed after midnight.
There's a second hole they from.
That vaginas have a smell, not in a bad way, and in hindsight makes sense, it's a body part with internal fluids. Just didn't think about it until I got with a girl.
Those mini hair clip things that look like paper clips. They are not just a fashion accessory but a territorial marker. See how many you find around the house after your girl stays for a night or two. Tears of joy.
They use an absurd amount of toilet paper. Not hating, but I wasn't prepared for those of you plugging bidets. Please link your recommendations with your comments.
Will never get hungry or want anything to eat until after your food arrives.
Had no idea before I was in a long-term relationship just how often women get public, unwanted attention from male not around people who do that I know of, and it's never occurred to me to do something like that. So anytime I heard about that kind of thing or saw it depicted in media I thought of it as an outlier or an old trope. Nope, it's an everyday thing, and it's kinda up.
How good their after shower wet hair smell.
I am thinking about nothing is an alien concept for them.
Women can be and often are much messier than men.
Doctors just do not listen to women about their own bodies. My GF and ex have both had me go into doctor appointments with them so I could verify what they're saying about their own bodies. It is mind-blowing to experience.
When they tell you their problems, they don't want you to solve them. They just want you to listen and sympathize with their plight. Even if you have a quick and easy solution, keep it to yourself and pretend that the issue is just as bad as they think it will. This caught fire. Thank you for the awards. Also for the people complaining, I don't make the rule, don't blame me.
That being single in actuality wasn't that bad.
You know, I think it was a shock for me too when I discovered yours dangle from the front, not right under.
This fact makes me unreasonably angry. Ada, I am a woman smiley face.
Not just for every body part, but for different time of day and seasons as well.
Bra was making her a terrarium.
Okay, but this is so sweet though.
Yes, because it takes a long time to dry, and it's not healthy for your hair to wash it every day. I'm a guy but have longer hair, and if I want to wash my hair before I go out I have to shower at least 2 hours before going out.
It just happens when you have long hair. I'm a guy and I shed a lot.
Advice from a nail technician. Anybody who wants to remove their acrylic nails at home needs to get a 100 grit nail file. If it doesn't specifically say the grit on the packaging, it's a 180 grit. And file down the thickness of the nail as well as the length * before you soak. Not doing so will mean you'll be soaking in acetone, Do not use nail polish remover, that stuff is for this. You need 100% acetone, all day long.
Wait, what? I thought they just fall off or something.
Yes, heat parasites as they're known around our house.
Those are just trades for one of your hoodies or sweatpants you didn't agree to.
Yep, I'm a woman with endo and I can confirm.
I have PCOS, PMDD, and endometriosis. And a lot of other women do too. Here are my experiences with them, please read. Lots of women have these same experiences, and reading about it will possibly help you understand the women in your life. PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, is very common in plus-size women, though women of any size can have it. The cause is unknown, and there's no cure. PCOS is a disease wherein cysts begin to grow on ovaries, which cause hormonal issues. It can cause periods to stop, weight gain and an increased difficulty in losing weight, excessive body hair including the face, hair thinning and loss, clitoral growth, dark patches of skin in armpits and the back of the neck, and infertility. PCOS is for life. You can take hormonal birth control to limit the effects, but the body hair and the hair loss doesn't stop. PMDD, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, is the worst thing I have ever experienced in my life. It's worse than the pain from endometriosis or the side effects of PCOS. PMDD causes intense suicidal thoughts, which occur in the days leading up to your period. There is no cure, there is no known cause. Many women experience this, and many will go undiagnosed. PMDD is and has often been categorized as hysteria, which is a very misogynistic idea and term. PMDD blinds you from reality, and your brain turns against you. It makes you think that everyone you know is against you, and that you're unlovable and useless. No matter how many times it happens, it will always blindside you. I can't count how many times I've seriously considered suicide because of PMDD. After your period starts, the thoughts automatically go away. Even though it happens monthly, you get so caught up in those thoughts that you can't even realize what's happening to you. And even if you do realize, there's no way to stop those thoughts. Being on birth control regularly and skipping the placebo week so you don't get your period is the only known. Endometriosis is a close second to the worst thing I've ever experienced in my life. The pain is unmatched. I've heard other women say the pain from cramps is comparable to contractions. Oftentimes the back pain and the cramps are so debilitating that I can't get out of bed, and if I do, the only place I go is to the bathroom. One thing I don't hear very many women talk about is the fact that endometriosis also causes very large blood clots. Those cramps we feel is our uterine lining being torn apart inside of us, and women with endometriosis have to push giant blood clots out like giving birth. It's so uncomfortable, and if you're in a situation where there's bathroom, you have a giant blood clot right at the edge of your vaginal opening that's just sitting there. Or worse, it comes out, and now you've got a gigantic blood clot on your pad and blood all over the place. Don't suggest the pain is so excruciating that if I even think of sticking anything inside my I will pass out. I've gone days without eating because of how bad it can get. If I do eat anything, I throw it all up. There have been days where I've only had water, and my body rejects it and makes me throw it up. Which, if you're on your period and your body is convulsing in that, just try to imagine that pain. There's no accurate way to describe endometriosis with just words. It's something taken from nightmares. Just imagine a knife inside of you, twisting and tearing one of your organs apart, and this happens monthly for 5 to 10 days. Again, like PMDD, the solution is birth control to completely stop periods. Don't even get me started on birth control side. I've begged countless doctors to give me a hysterectomy so I can feel relief and be free from all of this, but they all say that I'm too young and that I'll regret my decision. I made a decision from a very young age that I would never have biological children, and as I've gotten older, that decision continues to solidify itself more and more. The state of the world, my mental and physical health, the financial crisis my generation is experiencing. Why would I ever force a child into the world? Why would I pass my pain on to them? Doing so would be a selfish decision. Only I know how much I've suffered, and I could never and will never put another person through that, especially my own flesh and blood. But doctors don't care if I've made my mind up. Their decisions about my body will always overrule my own.